What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show back with another video, and today we're talking about turn-based games. Like, this is a little general topic for me, like turn-based games dying. Cause if I'm being honest, I really love turn-based. Like, that's my favorite genre of an RPG. Like, that's literally every time I play like a turn-based JRPG, I like it. Like I'm such a big fan of that genre or subgenre. Okay, now look, right? Now Final Fantasy is obviously moving away from the turn-based format. You know, they try to like make it in a way where they can keep some of it and, you know, switch it up and make something new. And don't get me wrong, I'm being honest, I understand why they doing it, because, you know, turn-based is a very old concept, and I guess most people don't really like that no more. I mean, me specifically, I like it. I know people that do like it for sure, but I can understand why they may want to like move on with the future and just try something different. But games like Dragon Quest, right? What made Dragon Quest 11 so great for me is that it was turn-based. I never played a Dragon Quest game until I played 11. I played like Heroes or something, like Dragon Quest Heroes. But I never played a Dragon Quest game until I played 11 on the Switch. Well, PlayStation first, then Switch. But I enjoyed it so much just because it was turn-based. Now, let me explain why I love turn-based games in general. And I'll talk about some turn-based games, and then we'll talk about why I see that everybody's going away from them. Now, first of all, I love turn-based games. I grew up from playing Final Fantasy X. Like, when I originally was playing Final Fantasy, I only had 10 before I got into the series, because a neighbor lent me 10, let me play the game. Never could beat it because the disc was really scratched up. But from there, I just started loving turn-based games. I started really enjoying games that were turn-based. For me, it always felt like they were more strategic, in my opinion. Like, I feel like, yes, you can get very strategic if you're fighting a boss battle with, you know, just straight up hack and slash or action and gameplay. Even if it does have RPG elements in it, it still can be a great game. But for me, I love when I can just sit there and I can think out, or I can plan my next strategy in my head to see if it'll actually work, if the computer at the boss would actually let me get away with it. I love that, man. I love trying to be smart with my approaches. And turn-based just allows you to kind of slow down and be able to really see the whole picture before you do your moves. And I really enjoyed that. Now with action, it's like, you know, you just hack and slash, and you gotta have, you know, pretty decent reflexes and stuff. You can start dodging and things of that nature. And like I said, to be honest, I understand why that's very popular, why that's interesting, because I do like games like that. And like games like Final Fantasy 7. Which has like sort of a mixed system. It uses like the system in Kingdom Hearts kind of used. Which Kingdom Hearts was a fantastic game too. And it wasn't turn-based. I'm not saying that these games are bad. I'm just saying, me personally, I miss the turn-based. I played Legend of the Heroes. And that anime looking game is great. But it looks very old. But for me, I enjoy playing it just simply because the combat allows me to slow down, kind of, you know, pile on attacks together, try to figure out a way to overcome a very powerful enemy through strategy. You know, I can just sit there and just take my time thinking about how I want to deal with a certain situation, because all other games are turn-based. Now, one game in particular I want to talk about in this specific video, you'll probably see background footage of this game playing. Yakuza 7 has become one of my favorite games of all time. And that's weird, because when they announced that it was going to be going to turn-based RPG, I thought it was going to be probably one of the worst games ever. I thought that it was definitely making a mistake, because they basically went from an action type platform, like with their original games of like Yakuza 0 and Kiwami and all those games. They went from a platform of that nature to go and turn it to JRPG turn-based. That's crazy. And the only reason why it ended up being like that is because the main character loves Dragon Quest so much that he envisions all the battles that they do in Dragon Quest format. But that's such a unique take, because to be honest, you don't really see many games going turn-based after being like having action-based combat. You really don't. Speaking of action-based combat, you got like Tales of Arise. It was a fantastic JRPG. But, you know, would I have liked it better as a turn-based? Me personally, yeah, I probably would have. I mean, that's just my personal preference. Now, I gotta ask, guys, anybody who's out there, what's your favorite genre of JRPG, like subgenre or whatever? Like, for me, I don't know if the Sky would be considered a different type of genre if it wouldn't be turn-based, because technically it is kind of turn-based because you basically control all the different units and they attack, but I guess that is like strategy, so it may be a different thing. But the Sky is very fun. I like playing those games because that's very strategic too. I love strategic JRPGs, put it that way. I love the JRPGs where you have to think and, you know, really try to overcome your opponent by using your brain sometimes. Or you can just get overpowered and still, you know, use turn-based combat. But what kind of genres do you guys like? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video.
やれやれだぜ。